Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'm rather excited in that I've managed to get hold of a Chinese naval military ration. I believe these are a trial ration and this one is only a year old. It's a self-heating meal, and this particular menu is a menu 4. And using Google Translate, I can get it to understand that it's green bean rice, 4 red bean rice, and plum pork dish with some pickles. Now each of those dishes are 200 grams each. 200 grams each. So the whole package is over 600 grams of rice. Now then, it has sustained a little bit of damage. As I said, I had to import this from China, so it came from China Post, so it did get a little bit bashed en route. So let's have a look what's inside. Okay, so straight away you can see there's a plastic tray, sustained a little bit of damage there. And what have we got? So I think that's a water bag indicating how much water to include. There is a pickles, I think they're pickles, a napkin and flimsy looking spoon. Now this is interesting, the main meal themselves are actually sealed and ready to go in the ration heater. Now these are quite big ration pads, heating pads. I can see 3 pads on that side, 3 on that one, and it's a weighty meal. So let's get this open, pour in the required amount of water and see what we've got. So straight off it's got a little tear line telling you to tear across the top, so we'll do that. And in there we've got a nice mix of contents. You can see 1 heater, there's a meal, there's a 2nd heater in the middle, and another meal, and a 3rd heater, maybe even a 4th. There's a lot of heating pads in there, so I'm expecting this to get quite hot. Now, let's use the bag to make sure we get this just right. I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but I've always had difficulty getting these flameless ration heaters to work correctly. So I'll try not to over fill this one. A little bit more. Touch more. Okay, and just have a final check before we go. I think that's about right. In fact, now I've opened it, it could do with a little bit more. Let's get this right. I've only got the 1 go at this. That's perfect. So, according to the instructions, we need to pour this in there. Quite a lot of water. Let's fold up the lid and give it a little bit of agitation. Now it suggests it goes back into the box and wait for the heat. So is anything happening? I can hear a hiss. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just leave it there and I'll come back in a minute. Welcome back. Now this is only a couple of minutes after that last clip, but I forgot my rock or something to lean it on, so I'm now leaning it on a little tub of paper clips. But as you can see, the bag has unfolded, and I don't know if you can hear, that's one of the most vigorous FRHs I've actually seen to date. Now, as I say, this is only a couple of minutes in, so it's just to show you how vigorous this heater's working. I'll come back to it again in a couple of minutes. Well, this ration heater has now had a good 15 to 20 minutes and there's still a lot of vigorous life going on there, but I think that should be hot enough. So it's very hot. I've already had a slight touch. I'll move my rock or something out of the way, and I'm just going to sit it on a tray while we have a look at how it's heated up. So as you can probably hear, it's still bubbling away quite nicely. Let's move this to one side and let's see what we've got in here. So there is one of the meals. There is a second one. And last but not least, the third. Now, I don't know if you can see in there, but there is actually 4 ration heaters and they're still bubbling away. I need to just put those out of the way carefully. Okay. So, wow, just dry these off. They feel very hot. As with all the flameless ration heaters, you don't want to ingest the water that they've been warming up in. Oh, these are seriously hot. Super efficient heating system. And I'll get rid of the water off the tray as well. Okay, so don't forget the pickles. So where are we going to go from here? Let's have a look at this spoon. Very flimsy looking spoon, but it came with the set, so we'll have a look at it. A very cheap looking flimsy spoon there, not very strong, and a standard sort of napkin serviette. Nothing too special there. Put that to one side for a moment. So let's have a look. There's no writing on these bags, so I have no idea of what's in each packet. That one feels the wetter, so I should imagine that would be the pork. And I think these two would be one of the rices, either the green bean rice or the red bean rice. My word, they are so hot, so hot. There is little tear strips in the corner there, so we'll use those. Oh, nice smell. I should imagine that is the 4 red bean rice. That's well stuck in there. I lost the spoon for a moment. Let's just break that up a bit. Already I can tell it's like a sticky rice texture. So I think this must be the green bean rice then. and looks almost the same. I don't know if there's been a packing error there, and there is two of the same rices. Quite possibly because there's no labelling on these packs, so it just makes you wonder how they'd know what they're packing. Now this feels liquid, so I assume this is the pork, and we'll put the pork up here, I think, where there's the next large packet. Yes, nice smell of pork in gravy coming out of there. It looks like there's some greens, some cabbage maybe, or spinach. And last but not least, we have some pickles. And I think we'll just stick those on the top there. I don't know what that is, pickled what, but it's shredded. Okay, there's a strange smell coming from that. So, where shall we start? Let's start with the rice. It's very sticky in texture. Let's try the rice on its own. Now I think that is probably the 4 red bean rice. Very difficult to tell or taste. It's very gluteny, very sticky rice. No flavour, there's no salt or pepper in there. Those beans are soft. They're soft, but they don't add any flavour. Very nondescript, very dry, very gluten. Just like a plain boiled white rice with nothing added. Let's just try this other rice. The beans do look different now. If I can get a little bit. The beans do look different now to the other one. Again, it looks like a white rice base. So we'll just give that a taste. They're both the same texture. I do think they're slightly different beans. Very difficult to pick up, it's so sticky. I do think they're slightly different beans to the other, but they've not got no taste. Okay, let's try the pork. Okay, so, oops, dripping everywhere. Large chunks of pork in a green style gravy. Let's give that a taste. That is a mouthful. It's cooked, but just cooked. You do need to chew it. It's one of the few rations I've had up to now where the meat has actually got meaty texture, and you do need to chew. The gravy is very thin. Try not to put it in my hands. It's very thin and contains probably spinach or cabbage. There's some oil in there, I think, probably some sesame oil or something along those lines. There is an oil base to it, but a very, very mild oil. But maybe not sesame oil, more like an olive oil. But it's very nice. You've got the flavour of the meat and the vegetables. There's also some more vegetables there. I don't know what they are. Probably cabbage stalk. I don't know. I'm just going to clean myself up a little bit. It's very salty. There's a lot of salt and pepper in there. And let's have a look at these pickles. It's very difficult to get these on the spoon. As you can see, they're shredded. Very strange smell coming off them. Very salty. Very, very salty. Mild vinegar type pickle. Very salty. I have no idea what vegetable that is. And I really don't know what to suggest. It's very salty. Okay, so let's have a little mix and match. And have a little bit of the gravy on the rice. That's probably how it's meant to be eaten. Oh, now that's totally transformed from a bland, sticky nothingness to a very salty, pork flavoured vegetables with rice and beans. Much, much improved. I'll do the same with the other rice. The oil in there seems to help separate the grains so they're no longer sticking together. Even better with that one, which I think is the green bean rice. Let's try a couple of the pickles. Again, surprising change in flavour just by having a little of those pickles on the side. It adds a sweetness to it, a saltiness to the rice. It's now turning out to be an enjoyable meal. There's no drinks, so it literally is just a rice based meal. I'll have another piece of this pork. They're so big, I don't want to, because I've got to talk, I don't want to put too big a piece in my mouth. Salty pork flavour, chewy, but in a way meat should be chewy. A very nice tasty meal. So I think I'll finish here. Summary: the rices initially are very sticky and flavourless on their own. There is a slight difference in the green bean and the red bean, but not a lot. The pork in sauce, very salty, but with that comes a lot of flavour. There's large chunks of meat. The meat is just cooked, so you do need to chew it, so you know you're eating meat, but in a nice fashion. The pickles, they are a salty, slightly sweet, very mild pickle vinegar background, very flavourful, both when added to the mains, really lift these rices. So, would I have a Chinese naval self-heating meal again? Yes, I would. When I first started eating those rices, I thought very bland, but in combination with the sauces, it's full of flavour, very tasty, very filling. Over 600 grams of rice and pork, so you'll certainly feel full. The ration heater has to be one of the best ration heaters I have ever seen. Even now, that is so hot, I can't touch the bottom. And there was 4 heat pads in there. Fantastic. So, that concludes my review of the Chinese naval military self-heating ration. I think these are still trial products at the moment, but if it's anything to go by, I'm sure they'll enter service if they haven't already. And I'm going to leave it there. So, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you get notifications of future videos coming very soon. So once again, thank you and goodbye.